This conference will now be recorded.
Excellent.
All right, go ahead, Bob.
All right, I'd just like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for your energy and presence during this very special moment, and I'm just delighted to have our Australian brothers and sisters here. And this is a very, very special time for this activation of the Perth, Australia Planetary City of Light, Western Australia. I also want to thank those of you from around the globe that could make it, and appreciate your presence as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I was commenting to Carla earlier about this wonderful application, and it's just absolutely beautiful. This is the PCOL of Stirling Wanneroo in Perth, Western Australia. Beautiful, beautiful city. Very modern city. Western Australia lies in the southern hemisphere, covering an area of approximately 2.5 million square kilometers. It's about the size of Western Europe and measures 1/3 of Australia's total landmass. The shires covered by this area north of Perth are Stirling, Wanneroo, and the city of Swan. The area has much hidden Aboriginal significance, arising from the 13 Noongar groups, mostly the Wadjuk Noongar from metropolitan Perth. Most of the settled areas since colonization have had a strong Christian background, influenced in more recent years by Eastern cultures and thinking. We've chosen the Four Directions sites with water, as water is considered a blessing often used as a sacred element in rituals in many cultures. Perth often experiences drought and water shortages, during which time people pray for rain. Metropolitan Perth is essentially on a sandy strip between a vast continental desert and the Indian Ocean. And this shows the picture of Australia with Western Australia on the entire left-hand side of the continent. And an interesting fact here is the flight distance from Brisbane, which is down here, I believe, right? South?
A bit higher, Bob.
A little higher, right about
Yeah.
there.
No,
Okay.
go higher, Bob.
Higher.
A bit more.
Higher still, Bob. About
Oh,
there.
cool. About there. Okay. Yeah, a little north of Sydney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from Brisbane, Queensland to Perth, Australia is 2,245 miles, or 3,614 kilometers. It's shorter from Sydney and New South Wales. It's only about 2,051 miles, or 3,300 kilometers. It's a very large distance. The city of Perth, this is looks like the boundaries of the city, a wonderful map. Boundaries, it's a long city. I think I'm reading down here, it's 152 kilometers. Is that right? From one end to the other?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty large area. And then we have the PCOL is on the northern part of that diagram, I believe, north of the Swan River. And this is the planetary city of light. And we'll get into the dimensions here in the next slide. And this is the size of the PCOL is 48 kilometers total distance. The population in that area is 115,000. The spiritual energy is overall, this is a peaceful, family-oriented planetary city of light. Middle-class suburbs are there with many European families, especially Italian, Greek, and Croatian. There are beautiful walks, parks, lakes, and picnic areas. And these are well-ordered suburbs with families who use the parks. This planetary city of light lies 22 kilometers north from the Perth airport. And we're going to look at the spiritual description of the area with the pictures of north, south, east, and west burial points where they've planted the crystals. In the north position, this is the Da Vinci Park, tapping in the Wanneroo Shire. And the Wanneroo are here, essentially the traditional custodians of the land are the Wadjuk people, or the Noongar nation. There are walking trails, educational options to learn bush medicine, and learn local Dreamtime stories. It's wonderful. This is a quiet residential family area with some light industry. Beautiful. In the west position, let me see if I pronounce this correctly. This is Lake Gwellup.
Well done, Bob.
Shire of Stirling. The Muranyongar people are the traditional custodians of the land. Gwellup means to shift position. So the area was used for hunting, camping, a meeting place, water sources, and it's an ancient ceremonial site. It's now a quiet residential area where families use the large park for recreation, children's play areas, there's dog walking, and for quiet, reflective times. Some of the park is cultivated with other parks or other parts to retain much of the natural setting for flora and fauna. This is really beautiful, very natural setting. It looks like it's been kept very well too, preserved. The south position is Candela Square, San Remo, which is the Shire of Stirling. In Candela Becari Reserve, wetlands host native and marine wildlife. It's a quiet residential area with some white-collar businesses in the vicinity. It's like the little girl's watching something down there. I don't know if it's a crocodile. I don't know what it looks like.
Bob.
I don't know. East position is the, and pronounce this correctly, Emu, is that correct? Lakes?
Emu. Emu.
Emu, good, thank
Yeah.
you. Emu Lakes. Alta Laguna Reserve, Balajura, and the West Swan City of Swan. A newish suburb includes mixed ages and cultural backgrounds, providing a quiet residential environment which families use for recreation and quiet contemplation. The area has been used for thousands of years by Aboriginal groups for hunting and fishing. Wow. So here are the, and forgive me as I pronounce these names, but I need to learn the names. Kala Govindaraju. Can you pronounce that, Kala, for me, please?
That's perfect. Kala Govindaraju.
Govindaraju. Wow.
Govindaraju.
Govindaraju.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Angela Burkhart, Rosalind Catalano, Jane Elise Farrell, Greg, I had a problem with this one earlier. Mackham. Thank you. Michelle Paul and Takeli Magdalene. So the total number of members living in the PCOL now is 3, with 7 members. Well, total number of participants in the proposed PCOL is 7. We've got a group of 40 members. And any number of light workers from the meetup groups. And of course, they will be supported by members from all over Australia at each reactivation via the telephone conference line. They're prepared to maintain the PCOL, answer all emails, report activities to Jane in Australia. And the answer to the question here is, why do you want to create a planetary city of light? And Angela said, my aim is to be instrumental in helping to raise the consciousness for a more enlightened future. I want to engage the area in which I live to be part of a 5th dimensional experience for healing the land and to have personal connections with those willing to be part of building the new earth. There's an enhanced feeling of security when working with Mother Nature, more dramatic, or for a more harmonic and balanced experience of weather in our immediate vicinity. This area is beautiful already, but I know that working to raise the spiritual light quotient, attracting more like-minded people will also help towards healing human souls, cleansing the area of negativity, and is part of the bigger picture for healing the planet as a whole. PCOLs are powerful experiences for raising human consciousness and being made more aware of future possibilities for our beautiful planet. I see the PCOLs as jewels which beautify Mother Earth. This can only happen with human hearts consciously working together for a better world. This is so beautifully written. Thank you, Angela, for writing and sharing that. It's really beautiful. Well said. The crystals these are beautiful crystals. Wow. Now, were all of these planted, or did you divide them up into 4 areas, or did you have a certain number? What did you do with these?
Only 4 out of this lot were buried together with crystals from Rosie.
Okay.
So the one which you can see, which has got a black and brown tint on the left-hand side, top left-hand side, that one went to the north.
Okay.
The one beside it, the yellow on the right-hand side, went to the Emu Lakes.
Looks like.
And the one right on top, on the left-hand side, left, yes, that one went to Candela Square.
Okay.
And the further left on top, sorry, further right on top, yes, that one went to Lake Wella. Yep.
They look like amethyst crystals, beautiful crystals. These look citrine, absolutely gorgeous.
Thank
Beautiful.
You.
Yeah. And these are the pictures of the members. That's a great picture, Kala and Angela. That's great. Great energy. And this is a picture of Rossi. Okay. All right. Before we get into the channeling, I would like to ask Kala, or if you have any comments as a coordinator that you'd like to share, anything about your experience. It's such a beautiful area. Yeah.
Oh, well, yesterday 4 of us were present in bearing the crystals, and I think that was really a blessing. Started off with 2, and then Rose came, and then Michelle came along. So it was really great. And at each point, I think for me, I really felt it because we discovered some signs that they were the suitable places to bury, although we had indicated some areas that we wanted to go, but eventually the exact spot differed a little bit. And I think we all agreed on the spot when we saw certain signs. For example, we saw a white feather in all these locations, and it was so amazing because we call Michelle the feather woman. Like, she's the one who started noticing the feathers, but it was getting more clear because it happened at every location, at all the 4 locations. So it cannot be coincidence.
No, that's sad. It's got a great story.
Really. And when we went to the final point, which is the north point, oh my God, it was so centering. And we all felt the energy that the ceremony is really over because we felt a great sense of peace, a great, great sense of peace.
And
it's really nice. Maybe Angela, you want to add on? And Ross?
Yes, I thought it was a fabulous day, and I thought it was different. I've been to 2 other ceremonies before. Once when at Toronto, Lake Macquarie, when that planetary city of light was activated, I was in on that, and that was a different experience. Then when the Applecross Shelley, and each one was so different. And I think the one that we did yesterday was the most powerful. We were a small group of mature people that were really focused on what needed to happen. So I found that the power was strongest for this one than with the others that I've been part of. It could also be because I felt more intrinsically wound up with this thing because I live in the area, so there was a greater power for me. But certainly the level of focus was fantastic, and I'm delighted that Carla's put her hand up to coordinate our little group north of Perth.
Thank you, Angela, and thank you, Carla, for sharing that.
Ross, would you like to say something? And she came with her little spray to sanctify all of the areas. That was also a blessing.
And it wasn't bug spray either.
Initially, I thought.
It could have been. No, it was an absolutely beautiful experience, and all the trees we were guided to were just amazing. They really were. And the last one, honestly, the atmosphere, it was just, I could actually feel the light come down and just envelop us all. It was a wonderful experience. I just felt very, very honoured to be part of it.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. David, I think we're ready. Is this going to be okay for you, or do you want me to use the other one?
No, this is perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is it big enough? Let me make sure I get
You make it look, no, I think that works. That works. That's good.
it right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shalom. 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 Greetings. I am Giuliano. We are the Acturnians. We are gathered here today to do the activation of this city of light. And it is a moment when we call on all of the ancestors, the ancient ones, who are also participating. Know that the grandmother, grandfather spirits of these Aboriginal peoples, of these native peoples, are aware and are happy and are participating in this ceremony today. It is a time of great joy and happiness when one recognizes the sacredness of a land and of the beauty in the area. But most important, today, we work to connect the energy field of this city with the fifth dimension and with the star brothers and sisters in the galaxy, represented through the Arcturian work. I, Giuliano, align my starship Athena, establishing a corridor of light over this area near Perth called Stirling. And I send down a blue beam of light in perfect alignment with the 4 crystals that you have buried. And as I make this wonderful alignment from my starship Athena, I open the doorway, entranceway from our ship and bring out our specially designed etheric basket. This is an etheric basket that has the power and energy to collect all dense light, all dense energies from the 3rd dimension. And with this gathering of the basket, the energy field in the 3rd dimension, we are able to bring it up to the starship, transmute it into higher light, and then bring back this energy field to merge and accelerate and activate the energy field of the new planetary city of light. So the basket, the etheric basket, comes out of my ship and down the corridor that I have established. And it is now 20 kilometers above the city, 10 kilometers above the city, and already a great blue and golden rays of light begin to shine in a brilliant display of energy over the city. For the energetic aspect of the city is already responding to our 5th dimensional activations today. The basket is now 2 kilometers above your city. And now the basket is on the ground level of the city. And it is now underneath the city And we are going to prepare to raise the basket to gather any dense energies, any third dimensional energies that need to be transmuted or transformed. Remember, our goal is to transmute the third dimensional density into fifth dimensional spirituality. I raise the basket now, and it gathers the light, gathers the energy from the entire planetary city of light, etherically, into this basket. The basket rises as it collects more and more energy and light. And we bring up the basket now. There's continual light rays of golden and blue light above the city as we raise the basket now. It is now 4 kilometers above the city. It is now 6 kilometers above the city. 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers, and quickly the basket enters our starship Athena. And I'm asking all of you now to bilocate with me to the starship Athena as we all sit together around the basket. So feel and allow your spirit to rise out of your crown chakra and come now and sit in my starship around the basket of light, the etheric basket. And I have my colleagues, including Tamar and Hilioa, with me. And we are sitting in a gigantic circle of light around the basket of light representing Sterling Planetary City of Light. And let us go into meditation as we, with our third eye, work to transmute, transform, and highly charge and activate the etheric energy field that we have brought up from the City of Light. We will go into silence. Know that the ancestors, the ancient ones, are also joining us with great joy as we are participating together with them. They give us their blessings and their permission also to work with this activation. The transmutation of this energy is now complete. And we are joyfully sitting together, merging our energies, our positive thoughts, and our joy at being able to complete a great spiritual mission that some of you in particular have come here and manifested and incarnated at this time to renew the activations and to renew the energy transformation of this land into a land aware of its star seed connection to the galactic energies, to the Arcturians, to the Pleiadians, and other higher evolved star beings. I, Giuliano, now place the etheric basket into the corridor, and I ask that you, who have thought projected yourself up here to my ship, thought project yourself back into your physical body on the third dimension and work to receive now this etheric basket of light. You're now back in your body, and as you are back in your body, I lower the etheric basket now, leaving my starship. The grandmother, grandfather spirits also are back on the earth around the city of light, preparing to receive the basket. The basket is now 20 kilometers above the city, 15 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 1 kilometer. The basket is now delivering this etheric energy, activated fifth dimensional light transmuted into the new city of light. More light, more high energy, and some golden strands of light are dancing around the city of light now. And I'm sure that you too, the participants there, are feeling this energetic input. The grandmother, grandfather spirits are elated at this transformational activity of making Sterling, near Perth, an Arcturian group of 40 planetary city of light. I welcome you into the network of planetary cities of light in the earth, and welcome you with open arms into the galactic city of light network that we are helping to coordinate. I am Giuliano. Good day.